And the Land Geek guys are live.
Hey, how we doing?
What's up, boys?
Hi, how's everybody?
Michael Zano, how are you? You look very tan this evening. I don't know what it is.
It's this new lotion.
Oh, lotion. Okay.
Close to the basket.
Uh, I have to say, it's been a while since I've seen you guys. Zano, I don't know. You look completely different. You're tan. You got the beard. The beard. I love the beard. And I don't know. Have you lost a few?
Well, interestingly enough, yes.
I can see it. I can see it here in the face and the jowls.
You look good. It's kind of annoying.
Yeah, he looks good tonight. Forbes, you look good as always. Matt Forbes.
It's a new sweatshirt, Matt.
Is it? I like that. It looks like it's a small. I'm in.
Maybe it's because I'm drinking.
Feedback. Bad feedback from Forbes, I think.
Oh, they mute me.
Maybe Zano. Anyway, fellas, it's good to be back. It's been a few weeks. A lot has changed since our last nightcap. You guys with me?
Yeah, I'm just making sure I don't have any echo yet.
Yeah, I hear it too. I also want to believe it's Mike. I feel good about it.
I think it must be Mike then. Paul Brewer says, "What's happening, gents? Have an extra drink for him. He's on duty tonight. Thanks, Paul, for serving, for servicing your area tonight at the firehouse." But
servicing your area.
Hey, that was nice. That was nice, wasn't it? Forbes, who are we and what are we doing here? Come on.
Me?
Yeah, you.
Me?
Yeah.
No, that's not my thing. You guys have to talk about that. It's like you two are the Land Geek guys. I show up on Wednesdays sometimes, so you guys do that.
But I have feedback on mine, so you have to tell us, Matt.
I did so fine. Hey,
the feedback.
Okay, so Mike Zano's setup sucks as always. They, not me, they are the Land Geek guys. They are experts in buying and selling raw land. They are the Land Geek community, and I'm pretty tall, and I show up here too. So if you're new to land investing, sit back, ask some questions. These guys can answer them, and have a cocktail. That's more my end of the spectrum.
Forbes, you need to give yourself much more credit. Now, you may have just started as the refill guy, but you bring quality and content to our inebriated discussions.
I certainly yell at people, that's for sure.
You do some yelling every now and then.
I do, yes. My wife told me that I lectured her on one of our morning walks. And I said, that's only because you didn't talk during the discussion. And so it didn't go well during the walk, and then it didn't go well again after I said that. It makes no sense. I don't get it.
Oh, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, shocking.
That's a topic for a different show.
Anyways, all right. So what are we talking about tonight?
Well, I don't know. Let's. So we got a bunch of live viewers. Everybody chime in, say hello. Let us know if you have questions about land investing, about Land Geek. And that's why we're here. We're here to have a drink and talk land. And I don't know, Zano, you might have been a little bit off the radar here this last week, but Forbes, how's your last week or so been in land?
I think pretty good. I think my actual job has absolutely taken over my life in the midst of sort of the coronavirus thing. I'm a sales guy for a company, so selling right now is really, really hard, and I'm spending a lot more energy in that role at night, in the mornings, things like that. So I have taken a step back from the land piece and still doing it, but now she's got 4 kids that she's now homeschooling. So it's been a tricky couple of weeks.
Yeah.
So we've seen not much has changed, right? I would say we're getting just about the same number of leads, maybe slightly less, but probably because we lost a Facebook poster. But yeah, I mean, it's outsourced mostly, so I don't really do much anyways. So I don't know. It's kind of chugging along.
Yeah, I think for us it's business as usual. we actually had a very good week. Suffice it to say, our best week of the year so far, and I don't know why that is, but it turned out to be a really good week. Had a few term sales, a cash deal, another cash deal pending. So,
Wow.
Yeah, it's been kind of crazy.
That's awesome.
What about you, Zeno? You did a deal, didn't you, with Josh, with your son?
Yeah, Josh has been helping me out with sales. He's doing a great job. I've been I don't want to say grooming him, but I've been assisting him, kind of learning. I thought that it might be a good role for him.
He's watching.
He's watching?
Yeah.
I think he's watching. He's doing a very good job. Josh, you're doing a great job. He has making sales. He's made multiple sales, actually. And I think he's going to do really well at it. He's a very good communicator. And I think when it comes to sales, communication is a key factor. Obviously, follow-up is a key factor, but being a good communicator, having a good personality, being able to just talk with people, right, and not be nervous about it and realize it's an easy conversation. So those are all qualities that he already has. So I said, hey, why don't you just sell some land here? And he's doing a great job. In fact, I think he's selling some properties right now. So hopefully those go through, Josh. Get the down payment.
Get the down payment on the credit card, Zeno.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, Josh, that's congrats to you. And it's got to be cool to be doing deals with your dad in real time. I've done deals with your dad in real time. It's exciting.
Yes.
Here's something exciting. We have Ecamm now has the capability. We have YouTube comments coming in on the feed now. We've never had that before. So we have a viewer. We have a viewer on YouTube, Jeffrey Perulski. He says, "Cheers, guys." He's new to the game. Last 2 weeks have been crazy busy at work with this coronavirus thing. And Jeffrey, I can't remember. I know we've spoken. I can't remember what you do right now. But yeah, excited for you and the fact that you're starting your journey. And if you have any questions tonight for a couple of veterans, let us know. I don't know if I want to call myself a veteran or not, but we've done a number of deals, so that's good.
You qualify as a veteran.
Both of you monkeys are veterans. Don't be silly. Don't be modest.
Don't be modest. So let's see who else is watching. We have quite a few people tuning in here.
I think it's worth repeating something, Scott, that I talked about, I think, the last time we were together. I think, maybe I didn't, but one of the beauties of this show and the roundtable is that people get to see that average people can do this business. There's nothing special about us, right? I mean, we're just
that's for sure
regular people that follow a recipe. There's nothing unique about us. It's just that we stayed consistent with a recipe that Land Geek offers up to everybody who's interested, honestly.
Yeah, somebody posting in the group, in the, I told them to come and watch, because they were like, I have all these questions, yada, yada, yada. What's your one piece of advice? And it wasn't me, it was somebody else. It might have been Paul, I don't know if it was you, but...
no, I think it was, I remember that post, we could find it, but they were talking about, they're just starting, and they wanted... And I think they were lamenting the fact they thought it might be not the best time because of all of the events that are happening. And I think you were encouraging the person to just start and don't stop, because if you start and have the discipline to continue going and don't stop, the deals will come, and that's going to be the case for sure.
Yeah, I think that's the secret. You just don't quit. That's all you got to do is just not quit. Just keep going, and eventually you get there.
And speaking of the recent events and the timing, we've actually had an uptick in interested people in land. So it's I don't know. I think land is an asset that it's not. Doesn't seem to be as volatile as like a stock market or something, and there's lots of uses for it, especially when you want to get away from people. I don't know. I think it's a good time to be in land.
Mark, I don't know if you guys saw, but Mark and Scott Todd had a conversation in the group yesterday that was awesome, that I would recommend everybody go back and watch, because Scott Todd was talking about just the value of land and this hard asset that only gains in value over time. And then you have other hard assets like gold and silver that are kind of all over the board. But when you look at land and what's happened in the last 5 years since he started his business, the value of land just continues to increase, and it's not volatile in that regard like other things. So to be able to purchase a hard asset like that eventually cash flows, man, that's a powerful thing. So that's why he
that's interesting. Yeah, so they talked about that. I missed that, but that sounds like a very important point. And also, what can you do with land that you can't? I mean, this gold's great, and all that, and we would never say it's not. But lots of things you can do with land, whether you own it or whatnot. You can go live on it. You can. It's such a incredible thing if you think about it.
Yeah, my one of my teenage sons we were looking at the heat signature map, of the United States and the coronavirus, and not to downplay that at all, because it's very serious. But he's like, "Do you own land anywhere? Do we own land anywhere where there's not any red?" I'm like, "Yeah, like we could get out of here and go to northern Nevada."
The big circle in the middle of the country where no one lives. Yes, I own land there.
Okay, a lot of the properties we own are in areas that aren't overly populated, right? They're away from major cities, and that's the draw that we. Never mind the current situation, but you think like where we are, Matt, in New England, people will drive to Maine 3, 4, 5 hours just to go away from people and have a nice retreat or whatnot. So, that's taking away current events. That's the reason behind why people love our land anyway. It's a getaway. It's a place to be alone and away from. So the heat map, yeah, I mean, just because it's not clustered, right? It's open, wide open skies, open views, open space. So it's beautiful in that regard.
Yeah, and it might be why we're still getting leads, for sure. We got a lot of watches. Schaffmeyer says hello. He's Mike. I know you've talked to Schaff here in the last couple of weeks. He's starting flight school next week, so excited for him. Joel Lemke's chiming in. He's my fellow Wisconsinite. He's also on YouTube. So yeah, if you guys have questions, here's a question from Paul. Here we go. I understand that sales in Florida are down, but sales in the West are going well. People wanting to escape. What are you guys seeing? So yeah, to speak to that a little bit, Paul, we had a good week for sales. We haven't seen a downtick yet. So whether or not that's coming, I'm not sure. We could maybe speculate that it is, but so far, haven't. I think it's too soon to tell, honestly.
Yeah, Mark we asked on the Roundtable podcast today. Mark was on it, and he said it a couple of different times. Like, the sales, they don't really necessarily stop, right? It's kind of hard to believe, when you haven't gone through it, and I definitely haven't gone through it. But for as much doom and gloom is out there, half the country's shelter in place. I'm still getting leads. I'm still getting people on Facebook being like, "Hey, I want to buy that property."
Right.
They might be a different crew of people for different reasons, but that part really, I think pound for pound hasn't slowed down. Right. So it's great that it's an asset. It's great that I could go use it if I wanted to drive to Texas, because that's where most of my property is. But that side of it, I haven't seen. Nor have I haven't had anybody, contact me about defaulting on a note or saying they can't pay. I know some people have gotten, some of those, although not much. So far, so good.
Well, I think if we look at one part of our business, you can see why we're insulated in a sense, right? We buy 25 cents on the dollar. So should the market take a deep dive, we could cut our prices in half and still double our money, because most of us are looking at about 400%, right? Because we buy 25 cents on the dollar. So that's the beauty of our model, is that, we buy land 25 cents on the dollar. So if we're selling it at market value and the market tanks a bit, we can cut our prices literally in half and still double our money.
Yeah. Well, and you can buy it, like I don't know about you, but I've cut my offer amount.
Yes.
Yeah, or you can You can adjust your terms pricing too, right? Like, I mean, we all want to be out in 10 months. We all want an amazing annual yield, but what if you instead of marketing a property for $125 for 60 months, maybe market it for $99 a month for 84 months, something like that. So there's enough meat on the bone in most of these deals to adjust your pricing in a way that is still going to benefit you in the end and benefit your customer as well.
Yeah, you're covered.
Yeah, we can adjust. We have the ability. And I would say this too, right? And maybe get you guys' take on it. That even if it wasn't going to sell right away, this is still a great time to buy land because, as Matt just identified, you can buy it even cheaper, right? And when things start to tank, you can buy the land cheaper. And so now you're holding on to this asset because the economy eventually at some point will turn around. And when it does, you have really a nice little asset there that's going to really generate some crazy cash flow and an overall profit. So not a bad time to buy land.
Nope.
Speaking of Mark Podolsky, the Godfather, the creator, is in the house. He's watching.
What up, Mark?
Has he got his tequila in hand?
That's a good question. I think he's basking in his Peloton glory today. He's probably abstaining from the drink. He doesn't want to, negate all the work he's done.
Low calories tequila. Low calories.
Right. That's true. And here I am drinking beer. I felt like a beer tonight. I don't know.
No need to worry when you're drinking liquor straight.
Matthew Levy is watching. Hey, Matthew, I spoke to you this week. Matthew's from New York and had a great conversation with him. He said that both the YouTube and Facebook streams have intermittent choppy drops. I don't know why that is. It could be my internet connection, possibly. So I apologize.
I think the internet is fairly stressed.
You think so? Hey, I saw you upgraded though.
I did upgrade. I went from 30 down to 60, and then in my new at 400, and I just went to 960 down because I've got 4 kids who are all on Zoom video, Google
Hangouts. Tech talk. Explain that, Matt. Like you just lost me. This down and all that.
How do people not know this? I was so pumped when I got 400 down in my town.
Down.
10 of my friends, and they're like, "What the hell are you talking about?"
I thought you were talking about land, down payments. Like,
I'm not
internet savvy. Tell us about this. Educate us, Matt. I'm not the only one.
If you have cable and you pay through cable or like a FiOS or whatever, you pay for a down speed and an up speed, and that's how much bandwidth you have in your house to use. Right, so you need a certain amount of bandwidth to watch a video, or have 4 kids watch a video, and you need upload speed in order to show your face. Right, you have to upload that to the internet. So I'll tell you that during the day, Zoom video. If you want a good stock, right, Zoom video is still a good stock. They're having challenges. Right, it's a little choppy. Because all of B2B sales and communication just went online. Like in a week, in 3 days, all of a sudden it all went online. No planes, no trains, no automobiles, no face-to-face. It's all online in an instant. So the internet is stressed.
So my down now, Matt, is 112.
I hate you.
And my up is 5.3.
I can look on my computer right now and see this.
That's a tough one. So yeah, if you all go, I don't know why we're talking about internet, but if you go to Ookla, so speedtest.net, OOKLA. If you Google Ookla, it'll say speed test by Ookla, and then you just hit the go button, and it'll tell you you're up and you're down, and that has a lot to do with how choppy you are. That's why you can be tough because you only have 5 up. That's why sometimes it's a little shady for you, Bosman.
All right, here it goes.
My down is good, though.
So my down right now is 300.
Wow.
It's doing something.
I'm paying for 900. That gives you an idea. So I'm like, wow, where's the rest?
And that's Spectrum, right? They must have increased their capabilities.
It's come a long way.
we digress.
Yes, let's go back to land.
So what's a good down and up to finish this?
It depends on what you're doing, but you want 50, 60 down, and you want at least 5 up, if not 10 and 20.
I got 181 down and 8.14 up.
Okay, not that'll do. That's fine.
All right, thank you.
Yeah, feel good about it.
That was a nice educational moment there.
Yeah. And then let's talk about routers next week. Yeah. Kidding. Shoot me.
What's up, everybody? Questions about land investing. So let's talk about what's coming up for us. So tomorrow night, we are opening up the Land Geek Lounge at 9 p.m. Eastern, and Scott Todd is joining us to talk all things land investing, and about I'm sure there'll be a little bit of an emphasis on flight school. The next flight school starts Tuesday the 31st, and we still have spots. So if you guys are interested, book a call with either Zano or myself at thelandgeek.com/training, and we can talk about flight school. Pretty amazing success rate lately with folks going through, which is exciting.
That reminds me, you know what that reminds me of, Scott? There's so many videos out there now of people who are all of a sudden working from home with their kids jumping in the background.
Mm-hmm.
So your dog, it reminds me of that. It's like, it just reminded me of that. There's some really good ones out there, of people working at home and with the significant others of the kids or whatnot. So anyway, that reminded me of that when you're talking. It's a good way to lighten up. If you want to, feel a good laugh, look up some of those videos.
Oh, it's tough. Let me tell you, it's for a lot of people, right? So I'm in B2B sales, and I sell B2B sales, and so the horror stories from people in the last 2 weeks of I have 3 young kids, and I'm working from home for the first time ever, and they're getting just murdered, right? Because their kids are running around. They don't. Nobody set boundaries. Like, you can't come in here while daddy's working or mommy's working, and it's just it's tough out there for sure.
I spoke to my sister tonight. Actually, she is principal at a school, and they are having a Zoom meeting today with staff, and her young son of 8 years old all of a sudden showed up on camera in full Batman attire. So they got a good laugh out of that, which I thought, is there a better Zoom interruption? I don't think so.
Wait, who came in Batman attire?
My nephew, my 8-year-old nephew
right.
came in Batman attire.
Yeah.
So let's see here. Mark Podolsky. Well, let's see. Jason Hoffman says, curious, what do you guys do to manage stress and maintain good mental health, not just during these particularly difficult times, but in general? For me, it's hiking and connecting with nature at the beginning and end of each week. Clears my head, sorts my thoughts, and gets me focused and motivated.
Great question.
That's an amazing question. So, who wants to go first?
Well, it is. This can be stressful times, right? More than usual, clearly. And, you're trying to work in your business and anxiety, whatnot. Yeah, that's very important. So, myself, I even got my youngest son to try it with Laura and I. I love the Wim Hof breathing. I think, to me, that is nothing more than that really. And you know what's great? Wim Hof, if you go on his Instagram, he's got some free trainings now. I think this is great about these times. There's a lot of these people out there that are educated in certain fields like this, meditate, and they're offering all kinds of free courses because they realize that it's valuable, right? So, but Wim Hof, if you want, I'm telling anybody out there, if you do, he does like a 3 cycle. It takes about 10 minutes on one of his trainings. It's right there free on Instagram. It literally changes the way you feel in that. You could do 1 round of his breathing, and it's amazing. So I do that, and it totally centers me. I feel great. So I would highly recommend that to anybody. And, if you buy into what he talks about, it's all about building your immune system because of, you can read all the studies on that. In fact, Matt's cousin, is that right?
Yeah, my cousin Scott
knows him and wrote a book about him. So it's very interesting. If you live in New England, you can actually add the other part of it, the cold weather, into it as well. So that's what I do, and I think I'd highly recommend anybody who's interested take a look at it. It's not some sort of religious thing. It's just about breathing and holding your breath and doing certain exercises, and it does calm you down instantly.
Scott hiked a mountain with Wim Hof, and they were wearing socks, boots, shorts, and a hat. And they went up some I forget what mountain it is, but you would recognize the name. Like it was like a real mountain. Like it's crazy. It's not fake stuff, dude. His stuff is real. It's nuts. So yeah, I got Mark a signed book. I'll have to come up with that if I see him this summer.
Yeah, I would love. Only thing, the downside is the guy is so, like, I think Tony Robbins, everybody loves this guy now, right? And accessing him is, unless you have it's probably not that easy, right? You can go into groups. I'd love to meet the guy. He's just an inspirational dude.
I think for enough money you can go wholesale.
Yes.
Forbes, what about you? What do you do, Forbesy, to stay grounded?
Well, I'm not overly grounded, and I'm not in good shape, and I have asthma, so I'd die if I tried that Wim Hof crap. I was on the Peloton. I haven't been on it in a while. It's collecting dust. It's sad.
Anne's on that thing.
So for the summer, my wife and I would walk. Kids went back to school, and we would walk. Now we're like 2 walks a day, so we go walk like a mile in the morning over by the ocean by ourselves. We leave the kids at home, and then we do some kind of, activity at night after work before dinner with them. Basically, we need to run our children is what it comes down to. Like, so tonight we went. There's an old ruin of a house on the beach that got wiped out in the 30th hurricane, and we were there for 45 minutes, clowning around. So. Just get out of the house, go for a walk, clears your head, that kind of thing.
That's awesome.
Yeah, walking. Seems so simple, but yeah, it is. That's definitely a powerful one.
Well, it's good. We do, we talk about land I'd say every other walk to every walk. That's our time for us to talk about land without any distractions. So when we were really building all the systems, that was way more important than it is now. But now it's more high-level discussions. But we spent a lot of time talking land when we're walking.
That's awesome.
Scott?
So let's see. I'm making it a point lately to read more. So reading is just I have ADHD in my brain. I have a hard time focusing, right, on one task. It leads me to another task, I find if I read, it just kind of shuts my brain off, and I live in the moment, in the now, and I interpret what's in front of me. So I'll do that during the day. I will walk the dog. I will ride the Peloton. I will go outside and play catch with the boys on days, especially like this, where they need some distraction and some physical activity. So spending some time with the kids. We live right next to a park, and there's a basketball court out there. So it was fun the other night. We had a nice game of 2-on-2, and the sweat was rolling, and we were not social distancing from one another, but we're in the same house. So, and then, I have been making it a point here this last week to reach out to family members that I haven't spoken to in a while, or maybe friends I haven't spoken to in a while. I think, this whole thing is just, it's kind of forced us into some perspective, I think, that in some ways is a very good thing, that life is precious, and I want to let those people in my life know that. So having a few more conversations daily as well. So, and I also, I definitely enjoy nature, Jason, as well. If I can get out for a hike, I love that stuff. So that's kind of the stuff I'm doing.
Scott, I love that. That's the family one. I wrote that down. This is a great opportunity to communicate with people maybe that you would be too busy otherwise to do so. You actually had a great quote, and I don't know if it was in the official Land Geek Oh, but because I know you're a big Hobbit fan, could you maybe read that? I thought that was amazing.
Oh, I'll find it. Yeah, that was Gandalf talking to Frodo in the Fellowship of the Ring, and
It's
it's
yeah,
probably my favorite book. Right? It's one of my favorite movies. But I'll find it. That'll be our toast. That'll be our exit toast. How's that sound?
yeah, because that is really nice, and I think that to me this is a time that's been forced upon all of us, but I feel like we have a choice. We can kind of just kind of sit here and maybe worry, or we can say, listen, what can I do, whether it's the land business or otherwise, what kind of goals can I do and set for myself? We're forced into a time of reflection, right? So what can we do to kind of change ourselves in this time, right? And set some goals, or I want to lose weight because I eat out all the time. So I'm just gonna use it to lose weight. My wife and I, we can't go to the gym, but we work out here together. That also relaxes us. So I think setting goals with your business, maybe there's things on your business that you want system wise, as Matt was referring to, you want to work on. Great opportunity to do that. Say, I don't know. It's like that whole lemonade out of lemons. Like, we're here, right? Well, boom, it's an opportunity, right? This business model is phenomenal, and I voxed Mark today because I am so grateful to have this business and to be able to work from my home as always. So my business is uninterrupted because, okay, I'm quarantined at home, but I can do everything I want right from here, and I just feel so blessed, So it's tough. We talk about our business. We can talk amongst ourselves. We talk about other people outside of the community. That's what's great about the community, by the way. It's kind of like bragging. There are people out there that are having some very difficult times, and I'm very cognizant of that. But I'm also cognizant of the fact that we are extremely blessed to have the ability to work on our businesses from our homes and isolate ourselves and improve ourselves and our situation economically, all from the comfort of our homes. And I can't thank Mark enough for that. Without him, this never would have happened, and I would be in a way different situation right now. So I feel very blessed and very grateful, and I encourage everybody out there, no matter where you are in this business, just dig your heels in and know that this is a great opportunity. You can buy land cheaper. You can still got people who want this because it's an incredible asset, and it offers people a solution to a problem. This problem being that they're around a bunch of people and they want to be able to get away from that. So now they can go into a piece of land that you can offer them at an affordable price, and they can go out there and breathe fresh air and be a social distance, incredibly isolated from other people, and enjoy. And we can offer that to them at a price that they can afford. So we're in a good business model here. We really are. And so take this time, reflect, and hit it hard from the yard.
So
that's a final quote.
Hard from the yard.
So that segues into a great statement from Mark that he put up in the group here a few minutes ago. I don't know who he was talking to, maybe Mike Ring, not sure, but he said, "You won't believe me now, but 12 months from now, you'll say Mark was right. It was the best time to start my own land investing business." And I think, Mike, you just hit on so many reasons why that's the case. And, the underlying goals are still there of time freedom, financial freedom. But it all brings a different, this whole scenario puts a different spin on it, as you said, right? And who knows, another 5 years from now, there might be another situation like this. So this is a great time to take the reins.
This is real prepping. It's life prep. It's like, we say where you want, who you want, with you want. This is the where you want part of our business model. We always say that you can work when you want, with who you want, and where you want, right? Well, this is where you want, right here. Like a big magnifying glass on where you want. Boom! Anywhere you want, in your basement, shop, in your office, in your house, anywhere. And what's that quote, Matt? What's the one he always says? Mark usually at the end of boot camp, people usually underestimate how much they can do and overestimate and
They overestimate what they can do in 1 year, but they underestimate what they can do in 5 years.
Right. So this, to me, means that set a long-term goal now. Put things in motion now that'll reap benefit down the road, right? And you'll stretch yourself out if you take this time to say, I'm going to do this. No. Pick a couple of core things and then work them. What's the book we all love? Deep Work, is that what it is? That one of the books out there that talks about the benefits of going deep into one type of thing. So do that. Don't bring in like 15 goals here, right? Couple things and go deep.
That's awesome.
I agree.
Thanks, Zeno, for that, man. A bunch of comments, a lot of comments tonight. Paul Brewer says he sits on his front porch and looks out over his 5 acres every morning with his coffee and watches the wildlife filter through the yard. Great meditation time.
That's awesome.
Sounds amazing. Let's see what else. Mike Ring is excited about getting Mark's book in the mail tomorrow. That'll be a great read for you during this downtime. Paul Bellotti wanted to know the spelling of the breathing method. It's Wim Hof, W-I-M, first name Hof, H-O-F, correct?
Matt, could you type? I don't know if you could put it out. Could you put your cousin's book would be a great asset to it this time. You could maybe put the name of the him for the author so people could read about Wim Hof more?
Yeah, it's What Doesn't Kill Us by Scott Carney.
Nice.
I'm trying to think of Mark's. I can't think of Mark's quote. It's too late. I've had too many beverages.
Wait. Let's pause here. What are you drinking tonight, Matt?
It's been I'm drinking that Bully Boy stuff. I had a couple.
It's been a while since you drank with us.
Yeah,
usually on the road. We have never. It's been a while since we had you. I would love one night for you to be a little bit more tipsy than me.
A little bit more like Zeno.
So here's the thing. It's just so late. I always look at my calendar the next day, and I'm like, oh, I want to go get lit. And then I'm like, by the way, today was that day, right? Like I got a lot of stuff accomplished at work, right? Work's been really, really hard. I knocked stuff out. I did it. Like I produced today. Got out of work, went for that walk with the kids, came back, had a cocktail with dinner, had a good meal. I'm like, this is going to be great. Like I'm going to get housed, and then I'm going to go to this thing. And then nothing. And then we just sat there, and then Ann went to bed, and I sobered up and was like, okay, I'll go downstairs.
Do you guys want to go an hour earlier next week? See what happens?
No, it's fine. Yeah. It doesn't matter if it's an hour early or not. I'm always looking at my calendar. Like I have meetings that start at 8:30 tomorrow, and like I got to be on. I can't be hungover, Matt. Now, if we did this on a Friday, okay. Now, you guys want to get it going? We'll get it going.
I mean,
not even like a boot camp.
We can't do next Friday.
There's no reason we can't do Friday, really.
Maybe we should do a Friday. Maybe that would scare people.
Next Friday.
We got no Saturday soccer games for a while.
Yeah, like what else are we doing Saturday morning, right? Yard work?
No Saturday hockey games.
You can try it. Yeah.
So Bully Boy for you, is that what you said?
Yeah, Bully Boy for me. Old fashioned.
Yeah, you got.
I got Moon Man from the New Glarus Brewing Company in Wisconsin.
Well, that's fun.
I was just driving through Wisconsin, and I said to Laura, "Why didn't we get cheese curds?"
You didn't even. Yeah, you didn't even. Well, I mean,
dude, the ones that squeak.
Yeah, the ones that squeak.
Or just mozzarella sticks with the extra good cheese.
Zeno, what are you drinking? Tequila?
No, tonight is Scotch. Matt, how do you say the Lapham? L-A-P-H? What's that one? L-A-P... The Scotch. L-A-P... It's peaty. L-A-P-H. Lapham? What is that?
Lafroy.
That's what I got.
All right, here's another relaxation tip from Jeff Jones. Now, Jeff Jones is my brother in the north here. He's in Minnesota. I like sitting by the... What?
Said brother in North reminds me of Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
It's like, what are Matt and I with a brother?
Winter's coming. It's always coming here. Jeff Jones says, I like sitting by the bonfire in the backyard on weekend nights. Best book for it. Jeff Jones, we got to hang out. Norwegian Wood, Chopping, Stacking, and Drying Wood the Scandinavian Way by Lars Mitting.
What? Okay, so I love chopping wood, and we got to talk about axes in a minute. But I'm sorry, there's a specific Scandinavian Way? Arr?
Is that
What are
like
we
Zen?
talking
Is that like a Scandinavian Zen?
Scandinavians are big wood carvers. So, I mean, the Viking ships. I mean, they're carving and creating Viking ships. But I actually, this is something little something you guys don't know about me. In college, I went to a liberal arts school. We had to take 1 year of a foreign language. And did I take something functional like Spanish or even German? No, I took a year of Norwegian. I took a year of Norwegian in college.
Talk to us in Norwegian.
I loved every second of it. And my professor, his name was Harley Refsal, and he had this big bushy beard, and he walked around with this Norwegian carving knife on his belt. He was an amazing carver, a kava, as they say out east. And anyway, Norwegians are known for calving and creating things out of wood.
There's your next book. Right there. Your next book is Norwegian Wood, Chopping, Stacking, and Drying Wood, The Scandinavian Way by Lars. The latest Scandinavian publishing phenomenon is not a Stieg Larsson-like thriller. It's a book about chopping, stacking, and burning wood that has sold more than 200,000 copies.
Nice, Jeff Jones. Thank you.
So is it about chopping wood in a meditative way?
I don't know. I'm excited because, I only read business books or, mental self-help real estate books or whatever. That would be I think that'd be fun to read just for fun.
I'm going to check it out.
You mix it up. You got to mix it up.
The man who made things out of trees. That's exciting stuff. I mean, really, how much more Zen-like can you get, Zeno? I could see you be into that.
Can you say something in Norwegian?
Sure. Snakker du norsk? Jeg snakker litt norsk.
It sounds almost German.
Yeah. Yeah, here's the thing. I took German in high school, and now it's been too long, and they're starting to kind of come together. But one of my favorite pastimes also when I'm working as a physical therapist is I see a lot of old people in their 80s and 90s here in Wisconsin, and many of them speak German and many of them speak Norwegian. So we count together in German or Norwegian, and it's fun. So there you go.
That is probably very helpful to them. It's probably very kind of calming to them to have someone who can do that with them because it brings them back to their younger days mentally. And
yeah, because a lot of their parents spoke German and Norwegian when they were growing up. So it's just fun for me. It's a fun pastime.
There are a lot of people in Wisconsin of this, from Germany and.
Yes, there's a large German presence here. There's a large Scandinavian presence here. A lot of Norwegian speakers, a lot of Norwegians in the area. Andrea Miller says, and welcome, Andrea. We just came back from a week of social distancing in the middle of nowhere desert, and I can honestly say it was amazing. So many headlines for my ads racing through my head now. Sell those parcels for the break and respite it can offer in these crazy times and help get the kids out. That's amazing.
Yeah.
So, did you camp on your own land, is my question. Something I've always wanted to do, which I've never done.
I've never done that. Matt, you did, though. Fake camp.
I did fake camp, yeah. So I,
and then you returned the tent.
Fake camp.
I did return.
Tell us, come on. I know you did before. Give us an abbreviated story there. Come on.
All right, so I was in Texas business on like a Tuesday, and boot camp was in Phoenix on a Thursday. So instead of flying back to Massachusetts Tuesday night or Wednesday just to fly back because I'm 6'8" and I hate flying, I was like, you know what? I'm going to go see my land. I'm going to rent a car. So I took a little puddle jumper to El Paso. El Paso, is that right? Yeah, whatever. Who cares? And I rented a truck, and I spent the night, and I got out. And I got drone footage, and I spent the day driving around West Texas and all my properties, and I bought a tent so I could take pictures of like the tenting life in West Texas. But I bought this like super small, 1/3 of a person man tent, right? We all know like tents are like, it's a 6 to 8 person tent. It fits like you and some stuff. So it was way too small. So then before I got on the plane, I returned it to Dick's.
Oh my gosh, that's hilarious.
I do feel kind of bad. I feel like I owe Dick's $18. I really do.
No, they probably owe you because of some reason. You're good.
Well, I bought like a whole bunch of stuff that I didn't use, right? Because I'm going to be out in the middle of nowhere. And I mean, when I say in the middle of nowhere, like no cell phone service, no other people, like you're going to die if you pop a tire out there, right? If you can't change it, if you're walking, you're a dead man. So I bought all the provisions and water, and I bought food, and I had a camping stove. I'm like, I better be ready to be out there for 2 or 3 days in case I, drive off the road, which I, for the record, did several times.
Did you have a snake bite kit? Because, man.
I didn't. No, I figure if you get bit by a snake out there, it's probably got Ebola, and you're just going to die. And that's just, who cares at that point? So, but yeah, no, fun trip. And that same, so who said that? Was that Andrea? That same feeling, right? Everyone's like, you don't have to go see your land. You don't have to by any stretch, but you get a very different appreciation for it, especially if you're a New Englander like me who can't really fathom 50 acres in the middle of nowhere. And so you get a much better feel for it, and it's very peaceful out there.
Yeah.
Like we're not used to that up here. I mean, so it was,
a lot of space.
It was a good trip for sure. I did almost die. I did almost blow up that truck. But I did trim a tent.
And you got some amazing drone footage, which I love.
I did get good, cool drone footage, which I don't use enough in my advertising, but whatever.
Matthew T. Levy says, is there a hard deadline for the next flight school? So, Matthew, the next flight school starts... What?
No.
Next flight school starts March 31st, next Tuesday night at 8 p.m. Eastern. We'd like to get you signed up a couple days beforehand, maybe even a little bit sooner. The sooner you sign up, you do get instant access to the investor toolkit, and it will give you some time to get through that. So,
I think this is a good time to say what I always tell people when they're interested in flight school. This is a 3-part process. You hear about land investing. The first thing is, does it sing to you? Is this something you can see yourself doing? Now, in the current climate that we're in the current situation, it's a good option. It's a solid option to work from your home. Let's just be honest. It's a solid option. And number 2, after you say, okay, well, I love the idea, then you're going to know, like, and trust us, right? It's like, who are these Land Geek people? And that's where I think the beauty of the roundtable and this podcast come in, because really what we're showing people is, again, there's nothing special. We're just regular guys and gals following a simple recipe that if you do it consistently, it works. So if it sings to you, you love this idea, and then like, and trust us, then it becomes, what's the quickest route to my success? And we have that. It's in flight school. It's how do you build this business model so you can do deals right away and do them the fastest way possible? Well, you have Scott Todd walk you through how to build up your model exactly like his. So, yes, flight school is phenomenal. We're actually having a webinar tomorrow night, and Scott Todd's going to be there. And when he gets there, maybe he's listening right now, but I'm going to prod him, and he's going to talk and talk and talk. He's going to blow your mind. He's amazing.
Yeah, I from a non-land geek guy, I'll tell you, Matt, if you were to ask anybody who's been doing this business for more than 6 months, anybody who's serious about it, right, when they wish they had gotten in, it's never like later. It's always, I wish I had gotten in when I was 22 or 17 or 25. It's never like I'm 40. I started when I was 38, 39. Wish I'd started when I was 20. So, yeah, you should go to flight school. That's all that's kind of what there is to it. I have the quote I was looking for this whole time.
Let's hear it.
Right. You ready? So I couldn't remember the whole thing. So what I did is I just voxed Mark, and then he hit me back. So I'm just going to hit play and let him do it.
If you'll do the next 3 to 5 years what other people won't do, you'll be able to do the rest of your life what other people can't do. Zig Ziglar.
And dude, that's all you need. Did you guys hear that? Okay.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
That work? That's all you need to know. That right there. Right. Should I lose my job tomorrow? Should the world end for me? I've got a few grand coming in every month on this to sustain me. Now, I'm not retired. I didn't quit my job. Not any of these two clowns, right? But that's an amazing. It's a sense of security that if you don't have a couple grand coming in on the side, right? Believe me, it's nice.
I might go back and start listening to this. When I was younger, like around 20, early 20s, I listened to Zig Ziglar a bunch, and I don't think he's alive anymore, but he was very inspirational. And another guy, Wayne Dyer, that guy, I know he's passed on now, but he was amazing. There's some great people out there that, what the thing is, having that motivation, that inspiration is great, but when you then tie it to a model, right, then wow. Like, so you got this land model now. Now that's what I think. That's why I think I'm glad you brought that up. I'm going to go back and listen to Zig Ziglar, Wayne Dyer, because now where I have an actual model that I'm working, because it's one thing to be inspired, but then to have an avenue, some sort of path in front of you, rather than go out and find that. Now we have a path, right? That is extremely effective. Now you tie inspiration to that. I mean, I love Tony Robbins, but I always joke when I say, well, at the end of it, it's like, great. Now what are you going to do, though? You got to go do something with it, right?
Good luck. Yeah.
But that's why I love what Mark's offering. It's like, yeah, he's not. I mean, it's not Tony Robbins like this, but Mark is extremely charismatic, and he's got a method. So really, it's an effective way to literally, and it does change your life. I mean, Mark always jokes, there's 3 things couples argue about, blah, 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 all that. When you change the ability to generate money and you start making more money, right, that it affects all areas of your life. And that's really what what you have to look at here, right? All areas of your life are positively affected, right? And we're not looking to be super rich millionaires, billionaires. We're looking to have a better life.
Awesome, dude. Zeno, wow. You know what? We need
vacation. I'm back.
I think we need to go down to once a month with Nightcap, because you're some very profound thoughts and statements from you tonight. I'm very impressed.
He's all pent. There's like all this pent up emotion.
Have to be back in the USA, so that's just my gratitude coming back.
He's also not hammered. So I think that has a lot to do with it.
Yeah, I'm not. Laura told me I couldn't drink too much tonight because I drank too much last night. So that's that. 1 glass of Lafromme. Is that what it is?
Oh my god.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Okay. 2 more comments. 2 more comments. We should probably call it a night. You ready?
Looks like you got a tail. Your dog's wagging it, but it looks like it's your tail. That was amazing.
This dog is so high maintenance. If I take my hand off him, he starts crying. Huh?
That dog loves you.
We spend all our time together. Trust me.
What's the dog's name? Cheese Curds?
No, it's Cooper.
Oh, Cooper.
He's a cute boy. Here, come here. Oh, yeah. So anyway, the next we got a comment from Dawn. She said she spoke with an interested hunter today and was able to make use of the hunting website she heard about on one of the podcasts. It was awesome. He was super impressed. So that's probably Mimi's tip of the week right there, right? Came through on the podcast. I remember that podcast she was talking about. There's a website you can go to, and she put it up here. What's it called? Oh, NDIS maps. It's in the chat. I'm not going to read that. But anyway, so that's pretty cool. And that's just another example of our community and the people just bringing forth.
You got an idea. You got an idea in my head here, Matt. You must have some sort of pet. Next week we have to do the whole podcast with our pets.
Oh, I have a brand new puppy.
Oh, you're gonna win.
Let's do it.
I'm gonna have my 80-pound dog on my lap. Scott will have yours, and you'll have your puppy. We have next week. The pets have to join the podcast. It'll be the theme of the week.
All right, I'll bring Cora. She's like the cutest dog in the history of dogs.
In heaven.
This dog is cuter. Look at this dog. He's so cute. He's so cute. Look at him. All right, one last thing. And this we can be quick on, but Jason Hoffman says, quit drinking my beer, dog. Is each of your land businesses a family affair or more individual? Did you bring them on from the very beginning? Knowing how involved things can be while learning and setting up your business and system, I'm curious how involved family might have been from the get-go.
Where is that comment?
I think it really varies, right? If your partner has the bandwidth and the motivation to do it with you, I think there are some partners in our community that go farther faster, like Jennifer and Tyler Kelly.
Best friend Jen.
Best friend Jen.
Best friend Jen. Yeah, there's more singles than pairs, though, for sure.
Yeah.
Right. But because I like KJ, Jim, Lala.
Mm-hmm.
It's just him. It's not his significant other. But yeah, no, for me, it's my wife and I dragged her in from day one, kicking and screaming, into a boot camp. Which, by the way, she was very angry with me the last podcast we did, because she watched it and was like, wow, you make me out to be like the heel. Like, I'm the witch. And I was like, oh, God, really? Oh, come on.
Maybe she needs to be on one of these nightly events.
Yeah, good luck.
She's in bed.
Come on.
Dude, she goes to bed at like 9 o'clock. Are you kidding me?
We'll do it at 8. We got time.
8 o'clock on a Friday. Done.
Next Friday, 8 o'clock. We all in?
No.
You just committed her without asking her?
I tell you vox her. And we'll
I will vox her.
I did get in trouble last time, though. That was weird. She was like, I can't believe you said that about me. But I do it with my wife, Bosman.
Yes, I mean, Erin and I started out together. She's helping a little bit less now, but when we started out, Zeno, I know that you and Laura are very active together. Now you bring Josh into it. So the bottom line is this: like, what an amazing business to bring in your family members, and it's
just don't hire them as don't hire them in a spot where you might have to fire them. Like, not your wife or spouse, but the family members. Like, you don't want to say, hey, we want to be my intake manager to someone in your family, and then be like, you're doing a horrible job, you're fired, or something like that. That wouldn't go over well.
Right.
You know who did that was Burnett. Burnett hired like one of his friends from high school because they needed a job to be like an intake guy or whatever, and it.
Yeah. All right. Well, I mean, live and learn, right? So, well, guys, hey, it's been an hour.
That's a quick hour.
It's only felt like 59 minutes.
Ouch.
Come on, dude.
Hurts daddy when you talk like that.
I think so. Zeno, tonight, you want me to be Gandalf? Is that the toast we're doing tonight?
I want that quote because that quote truly relates to our current times, and it was really. I think that fiction, right? It has sometimes a lot more relevance to reality than people would think, right? And I love that. Good dog. Look at him go.
The profound statements are continuing, but
Can you say one thing? What happens? What is he? I never read the books. I love all the movies. When you think he dies and he comes back more powerful, what's that transformation called? Gone off the gray? Is he coming to white? What happens to him?
Wait, he comes back?
Oh, he comes. Yeah, he fights the Balrog, and he comes back as Gandalf the White, the White Wizard. He replaces the White Wizard of old. Saruman was the White Wizard, and then he kind of went to the dark side. And then Gandalf came in after he defeated Shadow and Flame, and he became the White Wizard.
That's one of two. The other one, which is actually I think more powerful, is there's that monster. And it's on the field. It says, laughs at the person and says, "Don't you know I can't be killed? No man can kill me." And then the lady rips off her helmet and says, "I am no man."
Yeah, that's in Return of the King.
Chills.
Yeah,
that is. I might watch that before I go to bed. That gives you chills. That's amazing. I'm gonna look it up.
It's only a 4-hour movie, so good luck with that.
That one scene.
Oh, the one scene.
I am no man.
It's a 4-hour movie, a lineage of 4-hour movies. Dude, I drove to like West Virginia, to bring a whole bunch of Boy Scouts to some national camp, like 17 hours one way, and all that they just watched all those videos. They didn't even finish them on the way down. I'm like, you've got to be kidding me.
you watch the extended versions, they're all 3.5, 4 hours long.
That just doesn't make sense.
Like-
I'm out. And for that reason, I'm out.
Yeah, but okay, you got to read the books, Forbes, and your kids got to read the books. So,
Yeah.
to end Nightcap, here we go. In one of my favorite passages ever in a book, Frodo says to Gandalf, "I wish it need not have happened in my time," said Frodo. "So do I," said Gandalf, "and so do all who live to see such times, but that is not for them to decide. All we have to decide is what to do with the time that is given to us."
Aww.
Cheers. So use your time wisely, boys.
So, are we going to publicly announce it's next Friday?
This Friday or next Friday?
No, next Friday. And we're
I
going to
have
have
a lot of. I don't know about you, but I got a lot of social plans going on. Oh,
Yeah,
wait,
right?
No, I don't.
Sure. Let's do a Friday nightcap, and we can watch Forbes get crazy.
Or
or
I just block my calendar in the morning.
Oh, there you go. I mean,
There's lots of ways to figure this
should
out.
we now look at there's
what
also
would the audience prefer?
what we should probably, and I know Mark was doing this, you did it last week, I wasn't around. Maybe we'll be a little bit more present this week.
Oh, one last thing too before we leave. So we can maybe take a poll in the group. We'll see if they want a Wednesday or Friday nightcap. But if anyone watching would like to be the winner of Lots Season 1, comment, and we'll put your names in a hat. And this Friday, Mark and I are drawing a name. Mark and I and whoever are drawing a name to for somebody to win Season 1 of Lots. So there you go.
That's cool.
It is cool. All right. Thanks, boys.
Good times.
Good times. And we'll see you soon.
Wait a minute. Oh, I thought we had the same hat on. We don't.
No, I like your hat. That's a good looking hat. I don't know what it is about you tonight, Zano. The beard, the hat, the tan, the Star Wars glasses.
It's the gratitude you feel.
Oh, it's the gratitude.
Oh man, so many feels. So many feels tonight.
Just cried a little bit.
It's the Italian sweatshirt.
I like the sweatshirt too. Yeah, it's like you're a soccer player all of a sudden. It's like you are a South American soccer player. I don't know.
Yeah. Maybe.
All right. Okay, I'm going to hit finish, except I do have the spinning wheel of death, so we may be just broadcasting indefinitely. We'll see what happens.
Okay.
I'm trying to hit finish. And
Are we even broadcasting?
yeah, we're still broadcasting. I'm trying to hit finish, but I got the spinning wheel of death
Well, this is
for
like with a newscast.